Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Thursday night. It is time for the NFL Weekly Pickem Show. My name is Paul Spencer. Oh, I'm Dan, that side tonight. That is Dan on Wheels. Dan, what's going on, brother?
What's going on?
Oh man, listen, it was a rough weekend for me, man. I don't know what to do because football season's over for me. Not coaching now. I'm losing my mind, Dan. Honestly, I really am.
Yep, but at least you got your Cowboys to watch. They're going to be in the playoffs, so
Yeah,
at least
yeah,
they're going to be a
big game.
playoff team. So and you
Yeah.
got a big game coming up this week. So
Well, I mean, you guys aren't out, Dan. You guys can still make the playoffs, man.
we have an outside shot. Got to beat Green Bay. Got to beat the Eagles. Got to beat the Rams. Got the Saints.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. It's the bad thing is our schedule gets really tough now. Our last 5 games are really tough for us, and it's a do or die. Especially with the Eagles, the Bills, the Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
And the Commanders at the very end of the season too. So it's kind of rough for us. But Dan, listen, let's talk about what we did last week. Now I made a mistake on here earlier. I put 6 games win both of us. It's actually 8 because I totally forgot about putting an X over the Miami game and also the Lions game. So we'll adjust it. Just remind me to add 2 and 2 because we both went 8-8 this week. No ground made up, Dan. But let's talk about the Thursday night game real quick, Dan. Seattle and Dallas. Wow.
Yeah, it was a hell of a game. It was more of a high scoring game than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Ended up being more of a shootout than Seattle played a pretty good game, but Dallas had enough offense and made enough plays, and it was a hell of a football game. It wasn't what we expected, but I did think Dallas would win.
Yeah, I thought Dallas would win, but not the way they squeaked it out. Honestly, I mean that game was back and forth. They could have gone either way. The one thing I want to say, Dan, is the referee calling on both sides of that game were probably the worst I've ever seen in a long time.
Man, it was definitely not even. Definitely missed calls on going both ways.
Yes,
So they seem to be getting a lot of stuff half right in some games here, like a couple weeks in a row now, but. You can't blame it on that. I mean, both teams have over 400 yards of offense in this game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the one play that I remember where I think it was Bobby Wagner came over the back, and it wasn't clear to me that it was pass interference. He bailed him out big time to move that sticks there. But I tell you, even being a Cowboys fan, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I looked at my buddy and he was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Bro, we got away with one right there because that was not pass interference." But man, talk about a one wide receiver that goes off. DJ Metcalf, 3 TDs. Jeez, God,
he went wild in the game. I mean,
insane.
That's the way it is. I mean, he had 133 yards, 6 catches, 22 average, 22.3, 3 touchdowns.
And it didn't matter where he lined up, Dan. Slot, outside, left, right. It was everywhere. And this dude was just catching everything, Dan. It was.
Yeah, you definitely can't blame him. He did his job. Scoring 3 touchdowns. You should win the game when he scores 3. But like I said, when you're playing facing an offense like the Cowboys, you're probably not going to win. 35 points should be enough to win a football game, you'd think.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, you scored 35. Okay, coach, we think we're going to win this game. Well, damn, the other team scores more, almost 40 points there.
And Geno Smith had a good game. He had 23 or 41 for 334 and 3 touchdowns and a pick.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing was, when we played the Eagles, we played 58 minutes of great football. Then the last 2 minutes, we, just disassembled ourselves. But Dallas flipped the script this week. They played great games all the way to the very end.
Yeah.
And then the last drive, the defense stepped up finally. You know what I mean?
The one thing that the Dallas did well, they didn't let the Seattle really run the ball a lot. They had 60, under 80 yards total rushing in this game.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I mean, you think about, ways to win the game. They finally found a way to win the game. And it was a close game. Because I tell you what, Jan, I was sweating that game. I really was. Eileen checking in, two of my favorite people tonight. Hey, Eileen, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Eileen?
Also, Jets beat the Falcons. Did I sleep during that game?
Oh, my goodness. The Jets offense is so bad.
I took the Jets too, Eileen. I took the Jets too.
I thought they would score just enough points, but man.
Or is that just Wayne saying the pick was right?
Maybe.
All right, Dan, let's move on here now. Okay, we both took the Chargers here, Dan, against those.
What a disgusting football game this was.
Dan, what was this game? 6-0?
6-0.
God.
6-0. I think it was at New England. I mean, I just didn't play well defensively, but man, just 6 points from the Chargers. I expected more offense than that. We had 10.
Yes.
We scored more points on the Patriots than the Chargers did.
Is it, Dan? Is it fair to say Is it fair to say that the Patriots offense just flat out sucks?
It's awful. Like the Jets offense, like the Giants offense, like if their offense was average, they might be close to a wild card spot, I would say. But their offense is horrible.
It is bad.
They're just like us and just like the Jets. Like those
I
are
mean,
going to be the worst three offenses in the whole NFL.
and I mean, the Chargers
And
scored
Carolina.
points, Dan. The Chargers scored points. Okay, the
They
Patriots
do.
defense played good. They held them 6 points, which is
Yeah.
great for them defense.
Yep.
But the Chargers give up points, and brother, you can't get no points on the board, not even a damn field goal here.
It was an ugly football game.
It was ugly, man.
Game.
Oh my god.
Ugly.
I was talking to my buddy. He played a parlay last week, Dan. On Sunday, he put it in there, and he sent it to me. He's like, "What do you think about this game?" And the funny thing is, on that parlay, the last game that he picked was the Chargers and the Patriots.
Oh no!
But then you know what he hit, and I was like, I don't know about that, man. That's pushing the line.
Close though.
Then he did this. He took Chargers -3 under 13 points. And I was like, I don't know.
That's what saved him.
Yeah, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, yeah,
I can't believe that. Like just 13, under 13 total.
Yeah, and it was like a +330 on just that line alone.
He must have figured that. Well, the Patriots will play really good on defense, and they're not going to score like any points. And he was accurate about that. But that's
balls. That's
interesting,
balls.
though.
That's balls. Yeah, it is balls. 13 points. I mean, I don't think I've ever taken an NFL game under 13 points. Honestly,
unless low.
Unless it's like a severe thunder, snowstorm where you can't even get on the field or whatever. Maybe that. But I don't know. He got lucky on that one. But Eileen says even worse. I thought the Chargers game, but you tell me the Chargers defense got 17 points at FanDuel. Hey, that's insane. When you get a shutout, of course, you get more points. Of course,
I think anyone versus the Patriots, because their offense is so bad. Like if their defense is okay, not the worst, I would pick them because the Patriots' offense is so bad. So
well, you know what?
Sense.
Well, you know what? Speaking of, who they're playing tonight now, the next game, Dan, we both lost on this one as well. We both took Pittsburgh. Okay. Yep. And, man, I tell you what.
Hurt in this game?
He's out. He's out for the season.
Oh, man.
He just had surgery. So Mitch Trubisky is actually starting tonight.
I still think the Steelers are going to win tonight.
They're playing at home, Dan. So
we'll talk about that, but I still think the Steelers will win.
Well, we took them last week. The Arizona Cardinals put a beating on them. I think they were up like 13 points in the first quarter right away. Yeah. They couldn't come back, but
24-10 Cards.
It's amazing. It really is. I don't know, Dan. It's just one of those teams, Pittsburgh. Like Dan, I live up here, and of course, listening to the radio, and they're just like, sell this team, get rid of them. Kenny Pickett, he can go under the knife and stay under the knife. We don't care about him. Let's tank. Let's go out and get Caleb Williams. It is insane up here listening to the radio after losing to the car. I chimed in, Dan. I called the radio station, and I was like, "Hey,
if they don't get hurt, they probably win the game. They're probably fare better." But the Cardinals jumped out to a lead on them.
That's exactly what I mean. When Kenny was playing, when Kenny was playing too, and they couldn't even score. So I mean,
it's a bad game for them. But I expect them to win tonight.
I think they're going to win. Yeah, we'll talk about that one. I mean, we always talk about Pittsburgh being tough at home, Dan, but they lost to the Cardinals at home last week too.
Yep. Yeah.
So that goes to say what we said is facts.
Well, I'd say the Cardinals and Murray's not playing too bad.
They're not. They're playing with house money too. They got rid of so many players, and it's just like you go out and win. Hey, we win, we're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're playing better football, I think.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Linda, how you doing, hon? Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. Let's talk about the next game, Dan. This is the game you got on me here. You took the Colts. I took the Titans here.
Man, it was a pretty good football game too.
It was pretty good. 28. Yeah.
No, the Colts. I thought the Titans were going to win the game for a second, but the Colts found a way to win, and they win 31-28. Anyone could have won the game. It goes to show you that it's kind of like a pick-em toss-up game, and it was like that. Even if it could have been low scoring, it could have been like that.
Yeah.
But both offenses played well.
Yeah, this is one of those toss-up games, Dan, where it's like flip the coin. If you get one right, I get one wrong. This is a way to come up in the rankings here. But I didn't know who to pick, honestly. I mean, like for me, Dan, on this one, I think I went home team advantage to me. But I didn't know who to pick in this game, honestly. The next game, Dan, Denver Texans. I took the Texans. You were on that Denver Bronco wagon. Winning 5 straight here. Texans just play better at home. I don't know what it is. They play better at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Did Tank Dell get hurt in this game?
Who's that?
did they? I thought Dell got hurt or something. The wide
Oh,
receiver,
Tank Dell, the running back.
the wide receiver.
Oh, wide receiver.
The
I don't
Texans.
know. I didn't watch a lot of this game. I don't know if he got hurt or not.
But the Texans play well. It was a close game,
It was.
and the Texans made that plays, and they had a better game, and it was close. They're both in the same. They're not in the same division. It's the
No. Yeah, they're in the Titans division with
but the
Jacksonville.
Texans, finding ways to win. It looks like they found their quarterback. It looks like finally. So
And you know what, Dan? I give this kid so much. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I give this kid a lot of credit too. C.J. Stroud, he got injured in that game where he came up with that hobbled like knee or ankle injury. He shook it off, Dan. Came right back in and drove him right down the field. I tell you what, this kid has taken away the Ohio State QB. What do you want to say? The black cloud over you, because this kid can play ball.
I also think he's in the right situation. Bynes is a really good coach.
Yeah,
seems like they have a good QB coach. He learns pretty fast. They have weapons.
Yep.
And they're 7-5 football team. They might be going to the playoffs.
You know, but I thought they were going to.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Dan, I honestly, at the beginning of the season, like, okay, number one, C.J. Stroud, Ohio State, we know what that black cloud lingers over you. So I'm thinking like new head coach DeMarco Ryans, of course, Ryans. I'm thinking maybe like a 3-14, 4-13 season. They're 7-5.
Clicked, like they use, chemistry with the receivers.
Yeah.
They score points, they make plays. Like, Stroud's been really, really good.
And they're rallying behind a rookie quarterback too, which tells you something. He's got this locker room too, Dan.
Yeah, it seems like they're definitely up and coming, right where you want to be. They're improving.
Yeah,
they look like they might be a playoff team, and that's pretty good for them.
And they're young too. That's the thing too. They're very young too. And you got the franchise QB, and you know what? The crazy thing is, a lot of people said Bryce Young. Well, look at Bryce Young. Just imagine if Bryce Young was down there opposite than Stroud. It would be that 2-13 right now.
Yeah, I do think that. I do think that he's in a better situation in Houston.
Oh, definitely.
Young is in Carolina. Carolina doesn't have. They traded their weapons. If they still have McCaffrey.
Oh yeah,
DJ Moore. DJ Moore.
Oh yeah,
definitely. If then they brought Young in there, I think they'd be a better football team without a doubt. But they don't have much.
True. Very
so
true.
that's probably what they're going to be looking for: is weapons and offensive line, or running back, or like playmakers.
Yeah,
that's what they need.
Yeah, I mean they're fit for the future here. I mean you're sitting at 7-5. Who would have thought that? Honestly, you shocked me. You proved me wrong right away. Number one,
but 7-5. The Colts are 7-5. So the division's actually not too horrible.
No, it's not too horrible. You think the teams that you think should be at the top, they're not. Honestly, if you think about it, like you think about Texans and the Colts. Well, the Colts, you lose your franchise QB Anthony Richardson. You got a washy here. You're getting rid of Shaquille Leonard. He's gone. You got rid of your best defense player, and you're sitting at 7-5 too. Who would have thought?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dan,
rookie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now the next one, Dan, we did hit on that one, but I didn't put the X on there, so we'll add one on there. Yep, we both took the Lions there. Man, the Lions to me, Dan, are an up and down team though. They play
great. I was saying they're very up and down. Like they're up and down, or did Carr get hurt in this game, or was it the game before I'm thinking of?
I think it was the one before that because
Dan, the Saints, man, they had chances to win this game.
Did you see the Twitter thing that somebody posted at the game on Derek Carr? I don't know where this guy was, Dan, on the sideline or whatever.
Yeah.
Derek Carr threw a pass. The wide receiver went totally the wrong way. Derek Carr is screaming, "What the F? What the F? What are you doing?" Screaming at the wide receiver. And all you can see him on the sideline, he's like, "I can't play with this fucking idiot."
Oh, man.
I don't know who he was talking about, but when I seen that, I'll send it to you. I was like, this has to be like some Photoshop video that they made up. But the dude was on the sidelines, Dan, and they, like other people were saying, they were like, we didn't hear exactly what he said, but we seen him flipping out.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't believe that, man. Yeah, it's a shit show now. Ever since Breeze left, I'm sorry, a Saints fan. You might want to bring the brown paper bags out again.
Like their team, like I wonder if a quarterback falls, they'll take one.
I wouldn't doubt it, honestly, because Derek. Well, you know what, Derek Carr, you signed him for 4 years at a big contract too.
Yeah, so. I wouldn't have signed him. I would sign him like 2 years.
That's what I would have done.
I hope they have a way out of that contract. Because
I don't know.
Play the last 4 years.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Is he 30 already?
I think he is up in the 30s because he was
Not
Freddie.
saying that's Carr, but it just
Well,
doesn't seem like a right fit right now.
Well, he played with Devontae Adams at Fresno State, so they're both
Yeah,
like 30, a little, maybe like 32, 33, maybe I want to say.
yeah, he's just getting older now, and I think
Yeah,
that it's just a possibility that they're going to need a quarterback at some point in the
I
next few
agree.
seasons.
Either that or take a first round pick and then go second round because there is, 5 or 6 quarterbacks that you can get, pretty late in the
Yeah,
second round too. So I would do
probably.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So I'll add one onto that one there, Dan. Now the Falcons and Jets, man. I took the Jets, man.
yeah. But I took the Falcons. I was gonna take the Jets, but like I said, I don't trust their offense.
You know what?
Their offense just isn't good enough, even if they have chances. Like the Jets had chance after chance to win this game, and they couldn't. They couldn't do it, and their play calling was horrible.
It is, I don't know. I don't know if Saleh's on the hot seat. I don't know anymore because I tell you what. Now I heard this that Saleh wants to give the game back to Zach Wilson, starting quarterback, and Zach says he don't want to be the starting quarterback.
Well,
It is
because they
it's
kind
a
of
free for all.
jerk him around. I'm not saying Zach Wilson's very good, but anytime he makes a mistake, they bench him. Like it's not like the offensive lines play well. I don't think the play calling fits Zach Wilson because it's Hackett.
No, it doesn't.
He thinks he's got Rodgers there. They should be playing the quick game, get rid of the ball quick because their offensive line sucks.
Well, that's what he did at BYU, Dan. When he was at BYU, he was, almost a Heisman candidate. I think he finished 4th that year, but he was throwing that ball like a West Coast offense. It was a 2-step
That's
drop,
what they should
quick
be,
slant, quick
be running. It seems like they're running long, developing plays.
Exactly.
It's not like it matters because if you're not going to call the right plays, Simeon sucks. Like he can't do it. Boyle can't do it.
No.
So I thought they should have just left Wilson in there the whole season, no matter what happens, even if he was sucked just the whole season. But they should be a running football team and throw when they have to. And they don't call games like that. I have no idea why, but their offense, they just don't have the quarterback that's talented enough to overcome any of that, and that's rare.
Yeah, I would agree. I would put Zach Wilson in for the entire year. Like, hey, listen, you know what? We don't think we're going to make the playoffs. We could, if you play well, but I'm not going to say that to, the quarterback itself. Go out and just play the game, brother. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, because just imagine, Dan, I don't want to say coulda, woulda, shoulda, but if they were a playoff contention team right now with Zach Wilson, not leading the way in first place in the division, close, exactly, close. Just imagine if he would have got you there. You have the savior coming in possibly. Aaron Rodgers, he could come back. Who knows? But the ship is sunk, Dan. The ship is sunk.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Jets, like Rodgers got hurt, everything blew up
big time
in their faces. And Hackett, without Rodgers, their offense just isn't good. He's not a call a game while running the football.
Yeah,
throwing. Like I just don't think it's a bad fit if it's not Rodgers.
And I will give Zach Wilson a pass because this is not his offense. He had no preseason to really get ready for this. This is Aaron Rodgers' playbook. Yeah, this is Aaron Rodgers' playbook. I blame Hackett because of the fact that hey, you know what? We game plan, 17 weeks with Aaron Rodgers, 1 through 17 weeks. We had nothing for Zach Wilson. Now what do? I blame the coaching staff more than I blame Zach Wilson right now.
It's just unfortunate for the defense because the defense is so good.
I know.
It sucks for that Jets defense.
You got me on that one, Dan. That's one up on you right there. Now, the next week, I didn't put the X on here. Talk about a team that can score, Dan. The Miami Dolphins.
Yep, I thought the Dolphins were gonna score a lot on them, and they demolished them.
Yeah. I think the best.
You guys crushed us. It's like that type of game.
I think the best part of this game, Dan, was of course the track meet, number one for Miami, but the celebrations that Miami did on every touchdown. Insane, Dan.
Pretty creative. Some of them were pretty funny.
I love the roller coasters. You see the roller coaster?
I didn't see the roller coaster.
Oh my God! There was 4 offensive players that got down, sat on the ground like this in a row, like a duck, straight line. One guy comes down. They all got their hand up like this. One guy comes over, grabs his hand, puts him down, and then they do it on all of them. Then the guy in front of him, he goes like this way. They all go forward. They all go backwards. They go left and they right. I was like, oh my God!
I saw that. I actually saw that. That's pretty funny.
I was just somebody put on Twitter. They're like, man, I wonder how many touchdown celebrations Miami thought they were going to get. Just imagine if all of them got finished because I think they had more in stall for it.
Yeah, it's looking more and more like they're gonna win that division.
I think so too. But you know what, Dan? A lot of people talk about Dallas, being under, playing under 500 teams. Miami hasn't beat a 500 team yet either, Dan. You know that? If you think about it, you know what I mean. They're beating who they should beat, but they've lost every 500 team that they played so far. So we'll see. But let's get into the worst team in football, Dan. The Carolina Panthers, I believe, 1-12 now, 1-13, something like that. Tampa Bay. We both took Tampa Bay.
Yep.
So that was a good game. That was a good win. I don't want to say a good game, but a good win for us. So let's move on to the next game, Dan. I think this was arguably could have been game of the week, Dan, honestly, but damn, it was not game of the week, Dan.
Well, it looked like the Eagles scored, and then it looks like San Francisco went 3-0, and they didn't score at all.
Yeah.
And that second quarter, San Francisco just took the game over. And like when they get going, when their offense, once they get in the rhythm, like from the second quarter into like the second half, they kept the momentum. They just kept it up, and but the refs weren't really too good in the game at certain points either. But
true.
But San Francisco is tough when their offense gets going. They are. I thought it'd be a close game. I didn't think it would be like that.
Me too.
I think it'd be 42-19, but the 49ers just put it on them from the second quarter on.
It was insane.
It was their offense was just clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, when the Eagles came out, the first drive they got to the red zone, right? I think it was like the 5-yard line, couldn't get in there, and I'm like, okay, they got to settle for a field goal. Then the Niners get the ball, it's 3 and out. I'm like, oh shit, the Eagles are going to dominate. Yeah, the Eagles are going to dominate this game. Their defense is rolling, the offense is moving the ball. Then the second one, no red zone again. Got to settle for a field goal, and I'm like thinking, like, wow, you know what, man, you could be up 14-0 right now.
It's momentum.
It's momentum, and
for San Francisco.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, that's San Francisco 9 names is thinking like, okay, we should be buried 14-0 here, but we're only down 6-0. We're playing like crap. Just when we get this rolling, we're coming back.
Yeah, it changes the whole game. We score 2 touchdowns there. It's a totally different game.
Yeah,
it's probably a closer game to the end. It's anybody's game.
Mm-hmm.
But from the second quarter, and then they had a really good third quarter, and that kind of put the game away. And then it was not within reach. It's just a hell of a game.
Oh yeah, just as you said, Dan. When they're hot, man. Listen, you got to stop McCaffrey. You got to stop Kittle, and then we didn't even talk about Debo. Debo, my God, he was catching everything and anywhere.
Yep.
Ayuk looked good.
56 total yards.
Amazing.
333 for the Eagles.
Yeah.
46 rushing. Eagles have 56.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next game here. The Cleveland Browns and the LA Rams. I got this one on you, Dan. We split 2 games this week. I got one on you. You got the what was the other game? You got the Falcons on me. So this was our split.
Joe Flacco didn't look horrible.
He didn't look horrible, but I mean, you had what 3 years of rest. I mean, how much can the guy do? You know what I mean? Honestly, how much can you do, Dan? 3 years off.
Exactly, and that receiver for the Rams had a really big game.
Which one? Paku or
Nakua or whatever.
Nakua Paku, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. Kyler Williams had a good game. Stafford had 3 touchdowns. Like they, their offense played pretty good.
And that team relies on Matthew Stafford so good. If he's
without him, they're a totally different football team. They're not the same team, not even close.
Big time.
But it's like that if you lost Hurts or anybody. But they are a bad football team without Stafford.
Oh, definitely.
We saw it last year.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the one game that they won without him was when Baker Mayfield came in, but that was just every squirrel finds a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. That was this game there, but without Stafford, they are totally lost without Stafford. But Dan, let's talk about 2 upsets this week that we both took. Same. We lost Dan there for a second. Dan, I'll be back in a second here. Dave Yarnell said, "What's going on, fellas? What's going on, Dan? What's going on, Dave? Oh, what the hell happened there, Dan?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I thought you were pulling a Giants on me. You wanted to, escape real quick here, brother.
I got both wrong all later. Peace.
But Dan, let's talk about these last 2 upsets, man. Kansas City, Green Bay. Dan, now I'm going to relive something I said last week. Dan, where's this game at? I think it's in Green Bay. Okay, there ain't no way in hell the Green Bay Packers are beating the damn Kansas City Chiefs unless there's 8 feet of snow. Dan, there wasn't 8 feet of snow. What the hell happened?
No, there wasn't 8 feet of snow at all. It was ridiculous. They kicked their ass. I thought the Chiefs win, but the Green Bay played a hell of a football game. But it was 7-3. It was 14-6 at halftime, and they just kept scoring. Because the Chiefs being 3-3, only getting 6 points in the first half cost them.
Yeah,
They
big
set up
time.
for field goals, touchdowns, and they lost by 8 or 9.
Yeah.
8.
Was it Gavin that jumped on your keyboard and knocked you out?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was. You're gonna blame the
So
damn
I
kid.
thought Chiefs would win, and the Packers, kept right with them, and they played a good football game. And they're 6-6, so it looks like they're get better. We play them this week.
And the funny thing is, Dan, they're a quiet 6-6 too. Nobody expected this 6-6
Nope.
out of them. And I tell you what, that word momentum, Dan, as you said, beating the Kansas City Chiefs is momentum for your team.
Absolutely, it gives you
But
confidence.
man,
They're defending champs,
yeah, exactly.
so
Kansas
that gives
City,
you a bunch of confidence, regardless if they're. I know they're not as good this year, but still the
yeah,
Chiefs, still a good
exactly.
football team.
Exactly. Hey, you got that under your belt. I beat the defending Super Bowl champs. We're predicted not to be anything. We lost 90% of our players from last year.
Yep.
To the Jets basically, and we beat the reigning champs. So you did what you did. But Dan, here's another game. Now talk about a game that went both back and forth here. I tell you what, man,
Trevor
that
Lawrence
kid.
got hurt too.
Yeah, he did late. But I give this kid so much credit from the Cincinnati Bengals. That quarterback, what was his name?
Browning.
Browning, Jake Browning. I give
Yep,
this
he
kid
played
so much
well.
credit. Dan, he went 16 for 16 to start the game.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, finally got in rhythm with the weapons they have.
And they protected him. They protected him too. That was the crazy thing. Like if I'm sitting there and I'm Joe Burrow's like, damn, you son of a bitches couldn't protect me, but you protect Jake Browning,
Yeah,
But
they play well.
But the thing is,
a good football team.
But the thing is, with Browning, he gets the ball out a lot faster, Dan. He takes that 2-step drop, gets the ball out.
You probably
Burrows
want him to do that.
Right. Burrows is elite. Like he takes the steps back, 3-step, 5-step drop, holds the ball to look for the big play. But I tell you what, man, if when Burrows gets back, I'm telling you, they should say, like, hey, listen, Joe, we know who you are, but we've seen what Browning can do too. How about we go to a quick 3-step drop game and get the ball out fast, and let's get the ball to the wide receivers and make plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both lost that game. Now I'm hearing Trevor is out for what? Not this week, definitely. Next week he's questionable. Is what they're saying with a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, high ankle sprain takes a little bit to come back from.
Yeah, yep.
All right, so 100%.
Yep. So Dan, now this week I didn't put the 2 games on there because I did it real fast. Now we hit 8-8 this week. We both got 8 this week. So you're at 124. I'm at 133. We still have that 9-point swing there. So I'm still up 9 on you, but you're catching up, Dan. You still have 5 more weeks to go, basically. So we'll see on that. We'll see
at least.
But let's get into this week, Dan. Here we go. Tonight's game, man. Here we go. Let's talk about these Pittsburgh Standards and these god-awful New England Patriots, Dan, on Thursday Night Football.
I can't pick the Patriots because their offense is so bad. But this might be like a 10-6 game or something like that.
You know what, Dan? I feel like texting my buddy and saying, hey, how do you feel about this game tonight? Because you took the 13, with the other game that you said with the Patriots. What are you going to take tonight? Under 10-point game? This game, Dan, this game could be one of those games, Dan, honestly. I'm trying to look at it right now. Dan, okay. Now, Dan, this is surprising. Okay. The Pittsburgh Steelers are -6. What do you think the over-under is in this game? This is going to surprise you.
40.
30.
30?
30. That's kind of high, though. That's kind of high, Dan.
That's high, but that's kind of high.
Now, we always say, we always talk.
4-6.
What's that?
24-6, yeah, but are the Steelers going to score 26 points?
Unless they, work with Trubisky. I don't think Trubisky can put up that many points, and I think
it's going to be under.
I think it is too. I'm probably going to go maybe a 20. I'm probably going to go maybe a 16-6, 16-10 game right in that area.
Yeah, I'm going to go 13-6.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take under on this one. If I might play that game before I get off here. I might play that game tonight. So we're both taking Pittsburgh. We always say Pittsburgh plays good at home, but last week they lost to the Cardinals. Are we still saying they play better at home, Dan? Or
they will play better at home, but it's not they're going to blow the Patriots out. But the Patriots can't score at all.
Dan, the funny thing is,
defense is better than ours.
True, but the funny thing is, we always say lock of the week. This could be a lock of the week here. We also talk about the Patriots' offense.
I don't know if I'd say that, but
this might be the game the Patriots put up a 40 burger. Watch, this is going to happen tonight. This is going to happen.
Their offense is pretty bad.
It's Bad, yes.
They get a bunch of like a pick six and a fumble six, like maybe, but I don't see them scoring more than 10 points.
I don't either. And the thing is, like, who is Zappy starting tonight or Mac Jones starting tonight? You know?
I have no idea. Does it matter?
Well, the funny thing is, I know if what's his name, Zach.
Mac Jones is a little more capable.
If Mac Jones plays and he has one bad ball, he's benched. You know, he's
That's
like
what I'm saying. So
it's like Zach Wilson. He gets benched after a bad play. So it was just like, okay, then Zappy comes, and Zappy sucks, and then it's like, well, you're not going to bring Mac Jones back in the game, so Zappy's stuck playing the rest of the game too. He sucks too.
yeah, I don't have any confidence in the Patriots offense at all. So that's a
I
big
agree.
reason I'm picking the Steelers.
I agree. Good game good game tonight. Watch Bachelor in Paradise instead. Hey, thank God I got a podcast at 8:00, so I don't have to watch that crap either. You know, but yeah, I agree with that. I don't watch Bachelor. You watch Bachelor in Paradise, Dan?
No, she does.
Oh man,
No.
She hasn't made you watch it yet.
Yeah, she's trying to make me watch it.
Eileen, I think he needs a great synopsis after the Bachelor in Paradise is over, so you can quiz him on it.
Fuck.
You might want to watch it tonight, Dan. Tonight might be a good game, a good show to watch instead of this crappy.
It will be better than the Steelers and the Patriots, and we'll say that.
Definitely will.
This,
All right.
I don't think it's going to be a great football game at all.
No. Let's move on, Dan. Okay, disagreement here. I'm taking the Bucks. You're taking the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm taking them because they're home. They're both the same. One's 6-6, one's 5-7. So I'm taking the division lead in Falcons at home.
He prefers the Golden Bachelor. Is that true, Dan?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
I don't know, Dan. I don't know about you, man.
And the Falcons have won 2 in a row.
Like I went right back to the game.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to take the Bucks here. I don't believe in the Falcons. I really don't. That home field, okay, I get that, but these are two sucky teams, Dan. This could go either way. So this is one of those games where I seen your pick and I'm like, you know what?
They both given up over 240 points.
Agree.
But yeah, I think the Falcons will win, but it's a toss-up game. It's a pick-em game.
Definitely agree on that. Definitely agree.
I
All right,
think
we'll
to win.
I agree, exactly. Yeah, this is a toss-up 100%. Let's move on to another game. The Colts here, like I said, sitting 7-5. The Bengals are playing their backup quarterback. Playing great.
Continue to play well.
I think he is too. I think he will too.
Yep. I think the Bengals offense is going to be a little bit too much for the Colts.
I think so. I like how they played last week. They're riding the momentum. They know the rookie can play, so let's just go out there and play the same.
Gives them confidence. He'll probably play with a lot more confidence.
I think so too. I mean, you had a great game. I think you had 7 incompletions for the entire game last week. You're playing great. I'm going to ride with the Bengals.
37 or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, 5. Yeah,
like
great game for a rookie.
It was a great game for him.
Definitely was. So I'm going to go Bengals here too. Now the next game, the quarterback's not in here. I mean, the quarterback, he's gone.
He's playing for the Jags.
I don't even know, Dan. I can look that up really quick.
Who up is, but I thought Flacco would play bad, and he's better than what they had than Walker. And the Jags will have Lawrence for sure this week.
Oh, CJ Beathard's the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick them. That's kind of why if Lawrence was healthy, I'm picking the Jags.
Yeah, he looked pretty bad when CJ came in last week. The first play of the game, he scrambled. He fumbled that ball. Remember that fumble that he first played?
Did not look good, and I without Lawrence, they're a totally different football team. So,
definitely. I agree.
And the Browns are home. The Browns have a good defense. Flacco just has to play average, and they should win the game.
I agree with that one too. CJ Beathard can't throw the ball downfield. He looks lost. Thank you, Dan. He sucks. Exactly. Thank you. I didn't say that, but
at all.
There's the word sucks. That's exactly
Brown
right.
That has talent. Yeah.
Agreed. All right, so let's move on to the next game here. The Titans versus the Jets. Or Texans.
Like I said, I have no confidence in the Jets offense whatsoever. The Texans are a good football team.
Me either.
A well-coached football team. I don't see their offense doing very much in this game, but I think the Texans could kick their ass in this game because their offense is so bad. That's the only reason.
But that Jets defense is pretty good, Dan.
It is pretty good.
I don't think they're going to score that much. I think if
something, maybe 24, 24-10.
I almost pissed myself for bringing this one up.
The future Hall of Famer, Zach Wilson. Imagine Zach Wilson comes and torches them or something.
But you know what, Dan? Hey, listen, let Zach be Zach and just let him get the 3-step drop. Let him have fun with it. You know what I mean? Let him do it. Have fun with it. You're not going anywhere, so let him have fun.
Yeah, I just can't pick them because of their
Me either.
offense.
Me either.
Jets haven't shown that they could consistently score on offense or call the game right.
Yeah, to me, it's like, this is like the Patriots scenario. You have a great defense, a solid defense, but your offense can't even put up, six. You hold them to 6 points, Dan, and you can't win a game. You know what I mean? Your defense holds to 6 points, and you can't win a game. That's the way I feel about the Jets, honestly.
Like I said, their offense just isn't very good.
Yeah,
but
I
their
agree.
defense is excellent.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But when your offense can't score a point, and you die trying and scoring 10 points, you lose a game. That sucks. But let's move on to here, Dan. Let's go to the Ravens here at home versus the Rams. The Rams are playing good ball. Stafford's a little healthy. Ravens playing great ball, trying to get that lockdown one position in their division. So what do you think? Going Ravens, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Ravens at home.
Me too. I agree with that. I'm going to go
Ravens.
The
Rams will be in the game, but I think the Ravens will win the game at home.
I think so too. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I think the line's like 3.5. I think the Ravens win this probably by a touchdown. I think they win by 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's why I say like 28-21.
I think so too.
Something like that.
If the Ravens,
if
the Ravens have the ball in the end, they can ground and pound this game. They, Lamar Jackson keep plays alive. I like their running game as well. The defense is pretty damn good too. The only way the Rams can do this is if Stafford has one of those games where he's lights out. Like throwing the ball 350 yards.
Yeah.
No turnovers. That's what I see. But I got to go Ravens as well, Dan. Got to go Ravens. All right, so let's move on to the Lions here. We're consensus on the Lions versus the Bears. Anyway, let's put it this way. Anyway, the Bears win this game?
I think it's possible, but I think the Lions will win the close game.
I agree. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than
It will be close.
Yeah, I think it is going to be a little bit closer. I think the line is I'll look at it right now.
It's not very much.
Line's 3.5. Lions. That's it,
Yeah, it's going to be something like that. They're going to win by like 3 or 4 points.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's probably
at Chicago. It's a division game.
True.
Have they played already? I forget if they played already.
I think they did earlier in the season. I believe they did. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next game here now.
It was 31-26.
That's pretty damn close too.
Last time, November 19th.
I didn't think
the Lions won.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let's go on to the next game here, Dan. Now this one is a minus. This is only a -5. -5 on this one. -5 Saints. -5.
I don't know if they'll cover, but I think they'll win. Maybe because
the thing that gets me, Dan, it's like Carolina.
Anybody could win this game.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But the thing is, with the Carolina Panthers, man, they have no draft picks, so tanking isn't the smartest thing to do right now. You know what I mean?
They want to win.
They want to win, but they're having trouble winning. But what better way to play a team they can't stand their quarterback. They're fighting with the quarterbacks. The OC's fighting with every damn player out there. Defense is good, but you can't score as well.
The Saints are definitely vulnerable.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So I don't know.
I almost picked Carolina, but the Saints at home typically play better.
Yeah.
And they are better than the Panthers. They may be in turmoil a little bit.
True.
They have more talent than the Panthers have. And it might be just enough to get the win at home.
This is kind of crazy, Dan, that you said you were going to pick the Panthers. I almost picked the Panthers as well because to me, it's kind of hard picking a 1-12 team to win their second game.
It is later in the season, but
but I'm going to go
Saints. Very good either.
No, I'm going to go Saints as well here. I'm going to go Saints. Yeah, I'll take the Saints too. Now the next game's a disagreement too. I'm taking the Vikings. You're taking the Raiders. Why Raiders?
Because they're playing better football and they're at home.
Okay.
And Minnesota is inconsistent this year.
Okay.
I was tempted to take the Vikings. What's the spread? I don't think it's very much.
The spread on this one is where are we at? Vikings are -3.
Yeah, that's very close to Raiders at home. They're coached a little bit better. They're playing better football right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they'll win in a close game. Like the Vikings, I don't know what to expect from them.
Well, the only reason I took the Vikings is because JJ's back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. He's practiced all week, and his return is not likable, questionable, but more than doubtful that he's definitely going to play this week. So that's the only reason I took him, because
Yeah, it
I
makes
don't know.
sense.
That's the
But I
only
do
reason.
think the Raiders are playing better football, and they seem to be playing better at home when Pierce is coaching.
Agreed. They're different at home, though. They are different at home. I'll give you that 100%.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I picked them. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings won.
Okay. All right. All right. That's a way to make ground right there for you. All right. Now, next game, Dan. San Francisco, the hottest team in the NFL right now, the way they're playing, versus the up and down Seattle Seahawks. They just got destroyed last week by us.
I think they're going to kick their ass also. The 49ers seem like they're playing
Wow.
really good football.
Really? You think it's going to
Just
be
the way they look. Just the way the 49ers look. If the
Yeah.
49ers were struggling
Mhm.
on offense and not consistent and look as good on offense, I wouldn't
Okay.
say that.
Mhm.
But I think they're going to win by more than 10. The
Wow.
spread's like 10.5, I think.
I think it actually is. I was just looking at it too.
I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Well, it just went up. It's minus 11 right now.
I think they win by at least 2 touchdowns.
Wow. I think it's going to be closer, Dan. I'm going to give the Niners the win here, but I think they're only going to win by between maybe a 4 to 8 point window. One score plus
It's
one.
possible. So yeah, it's a division game.
That's what I mean. Seattle's not out of it. They're not
Seattle's
out
not out of it. They're probably a little more motivated.
of it.
You know, they have to keep winning. So because they're like 6-6, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, you played Dallas last week. You watched the Eagles and the Niners game. The Eagles Dallas and the Niners are similar in ways, Dan, weapons wise, slot
Yeah, they
receivers,
are.
running
I
backs.
agree with that.
You got to watch that tape. Like, okay, this is what the 49ers did, versus the Niners or the Eagles, of course.
Yeah.
Dallas did this same thing. What can we make better? I mean, I understand it's different. CMC is not Tony Pollard. We already know that,
No.
of course, but maybe it's a game film watch, but I think it's a little bit closer than that. I don't think it's going to be 11 point. If I'm betting this game, I'm taking the Seahawks plus 11.
Yeah, if I was betting on it, I probably would take it, but I just the way the 49ers look.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're very similar to the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the game could be similar.
I agree.
Maybe not as bad, but I think it could be a similar type football game.
I agree. The eye test. Yeah, the eye test. I'm definitely going Niners. The way they've been playing consistently and healthy.
I think they'll win for sure.
Yeah, and consistently, and more. I want to say is healthy too. They're healthy. That's the thing.
All pretty much 100% healthy.
Exactly. When they're healthy, good God, they're so hard to beat on the road and at
their
home.
Offense is clicking on all cylinders right now. When they're playing really, really good football.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's go to the next game here. Another disagreement. They're going to Kansas City after a loss last week. They're going back home to play the Buffalo Bills. I'm taking the Bills. You're taking the Chiefs.
Yep. Chiefs at home.
Mm-hmm.
No, I keep picking the Chiefs. They keep burning me, I think.
I know.
I keep thinking, I think I picked them last week. Every time I picked them, I'm still going to pick the Chiefs at home.
Okay.
Because I think later in the year gets, I think they start playing better football, even though they haven't looked very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see Allen very clutch. I have a feeling he's going to make a mistake in this game that Kansas City will win because of it.
Now, Vegas has them Kansas City 1.5 point favorites.
It'll be close.
It's definitely a close game of what they're saying.
Less than a touchdown, probably.
Oh, definitely. I think it's probably going to be a field goal game. But you never know with Kansas City. You never know with Buffalo either. They look good one week. They can't score next week.
Down. Buffalo's right up and down also.
Yeah, Kansas City, same way. They look. On paper, you got Patrick Mahomes, the magician. He can make things happen. But we've seen games, Dan. They lose to Denver. They come back. Last week, 2 weeks ago, did they lose again here against a team they should have beat? But
the Chiefs are a little bit better there. 8-4, and Bills are 6-6.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
those are motivated to get a win too. So I would be surprised if they win, but I think the Chiefs are going to win at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go Buffalo. Yeah, I'll go Buffalo because the fact they're 1.5 games behind Miami. They're still not out of the division, the East there. So I think they're going to play this game. And the greatest thing is Taylor Swift will not be in presence this week. I heard she has a concert overseas. So, Travis Kelce's going to have a bad game this week. But when she's there, he plays better. So I got to go Buffalo Bills here, Dan. I'm going to go Buffalo.
I wouldn't be surprised if they win.
Yep. Now this one here, I put a little extra there one there, Dan. I'm actually taking Denver as well. That little my thing there. I'm taking Denver with you. Definitely
The
Denver.
The Chargers offense looks bad, and the Denver's defense is not bad, and their
Yeah.
offense is playing much better.
Mhm.
And I think they'll be the Chargers. Chargers offense just doesn't look good, and the Denver's a better team than the shitty team. Like things are coming together for them.
Yeah, I mean their defense is pretty good. Playing at home, the no-fly zone, they play better at home. But on the road against the Chargers, I think that they can put up points because the Chargers are just that damn bad, and the Chargers can't put up points either. I think Denver. It's going to be a little bit closer game than I think.
I
Dan, I
think
think
it'll
it's
be
probably.
close.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a 2017 game. I think it's going to be a field goal game. Honestly, is what I'm picking.
3 to 6 points, maybe.
Yeah.
2017,
Yeah.
2016.
I think so. It's going to be low scoring. I'm going to go Denver here as well, but yeah. So I'm going to take that one. I'm just going to remind myself I'm taking the Broncos on that. All right, let's move on to the Sunday night game here, Dana. This is the game of the week, in
I agree with
everybody's eyes here. The Philadelphia Eagles 10-2, Dallas Cowboys 9-3. Round 2, Act 2 in Dallas this time.
They usually split, and that's why I picked the Cowboys. That's kind of why I'm picking them, and they're at home. They always split. They seem to split.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of reasons. The split, of course, Dallas at home. Dan, we always talk about, the Rams playing that greatest show on turf when they played back, when they went to the Super Bowl era.
Yeah.
Dallas is the same way. They play on turf, they score. They're faster. And I think that's a way to beat the Eagles. When they play fast, they can beat them. And 14 in a row at home, Dan, goes a long way too.
Yeah.
So this game is very close down. Now, the Cowboys are -2.5 right now, is what it says.
I think it will be close. I think it'll be less than a touchdown, but I feel like Dallas is going to get the split.
I think so too. But the thing is, Dan, what's going to tell me when this game starts is if a team gets to the red zone and they have to settle for 3, that's going to be some
touchdowns.
You better get touchdowns this game. Definitely. Yeah.
Because if you don't, a couple of times you settle for 3, that might cost you the football game.
Exactly. Now, I do have one question about this game. Okay, they got Shaquille Leonard this week, Dan. Okay. Listen, there's a reason why.
But not like a ton. He'll play, but not.
Yeah.
Not the full measurement of what he would.
He will play, but he's not going to be that all-pro Shaq Leonard because it's a new team, a new scheme. You're learning who's on the right. Yeah, you're learning who's on the right. You're learning who's on the left. You're learning tendencies of the team. He'll play. He's better than any linebacker they have. I'll give you that.
Oh, absolutely. But when you got to get back in the flow of things and groove still. But it'll help a little bit until he gets more acclimated. Then it'll really help them.
Sure. I mean, I think this could be a high-scoring game because they're getting Goddard back as well too.
I'd agree with that. I think they could both score in the 30s.
I think I said on my show. I wrote it down here.
Good.
I got 37-33 Cowboys.
I think it's going to be a high score. 31 Cowboys.
Okay. Oh, so both in the 30s, man. Yeah. Okay. All right. I hope it works out. I hope the Cowboys win this game, of course. We do have a show on tonight, which I'll get into a little bit later here, Dan. Now, let's go. Now, Dan, wait a minute. Now, you're taking the Giants. I'm taking the Packers here. What in the hell? Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I am on the Jordan Love train right now, okay? Just like you were on.
He's having a good season. I agree. He's having a good season. This is like my upset.
Wait, you're going to call this an upset? This is an upset?
Would you think it's an upset if they won?
I don't. I really don't. I wouldn't call this an upset. I wouldn't.
I don't know. A lot. They've been playing better, but I'm picking the Giants at home. I think the defense will win this game.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you the fact that it's an upset. I'll give you that because I just looked at the line. I didn't think the line was as bad. It's 6.5. That's a touchdown. That's an upset. I'll give you that one.
It's not the biggest one, but
no.
I was going to pick Green Bay because they are the better football team and they're the better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a better running back and maybe a better defense. So
I like keyword. I like keyword, Dan. Maybe we have a better
defense plays up and down, but I think it'll be a close game.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay won, but I'm still picking the Giants. I got to make up a game.
You do. But I think Green Bay
wins. This one's more of a chance, I think. But I would be surprised if Green Bay wins.
Yeah, I want to go Green Bay here. I'm on the train here.
My homer pick of the day.
Well, listen, the way the lines have been up and down too. The Packers have a realistic shot to win that division too if they win out.
They do.
So you got
a better football team.
Yeah, and you're playing with house money too. Nobody thought the Packers would be.
That's why I call it an upset. Also.
Okay, I'll give you that 6.5 points. I'll give you that. I'll give you that upset. Okay, I'll call it an upset too. Now Now, this is what I would call an upset, Dan. If the Titans beat the Dolphins, that would be an upset.
Yeah. What's this? What's the spread? Like over
This one here,
11?
minus 44, I think it was. I looked. No, let's see. Wow, minus 13.
Yeah, it's 13 points.
Jeez.
I think
Yeah.
they're going to cover it too.
You know what, Dan? I think they will too. I think they
I
will
think
too.
they're going to cover 13. I really do.
I really do. Achane comes back healthier this week, so I'm going to go Dolphins here. Probably 37-13 is what I think.
Yeah, something like that. They're covering 13 points.
Yep. All right, well, Dan,
very confident.
How about you give me our lock of the week? What game are you calling the lock of Dan, our lock of the week suck. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. For the whole season, both of ours suck. Where's the lock? Where's the lock?
It's not that easy to pick. I'm going to say.
All right, what's your lock? All right, let me look at mine.
That's a tough question because there's a lot of games that could.
That's what I mean.
The Dolphins.
All right, yours is the Dolphins?
Yeah.
All right, you're going Dolphins. Okay.
Dolphins over Titans.
All right, we can't take the same one. Damn it, that's the one I wanted to. Damn it, Dan.
God. Eileen says Texans over the Jets.
Okay, that's what I was leaning toward. That's what I was actually leaning toward, but I don't. Something about Jets at home. Defense, that's man. What I'm saying. It scares me. That scares me, though. All right, I want to write that down.
Hawk could like go off or something, and they get Eileen on defense.
All right, Eileen says Texans. Okay, my lock of the week.
Good pick, though.
God,
you can't pick the 49ers, Chiefs, or Eagles, Cowboys.
No.
The Bears, Lions, no.
God, it's hard.
There's tough games, man. To pick locks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think those. I think they'll score like 20. Like 20-10, 20-7, Texans. Because the Jets have such a good defense.
All right, Dan. You know what?
Tonight's game, you should, but.
Ain't no way I'm going tonight because whoever scores 3 points wins that game, Dan. There ain't no damn way I'm taking that game tonight. No damn way. All right, my lock of the week this week, it's a division game, but I think this team comes out roaring because Green Bay just won last week and they have to put some distance between them and the Packers. I'm going to go Lions over the Bears this week, Dan.
It's not a bad pick.
I'm going to go Lions over Bears. That's my lock of the week. I'll go
close last time.
Yeah, it definitely was, but I think they got to put distance because they didn't play a great game last week, so I think they'll play better games this week. Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Lions this week too. They're all healthy, so I'm going to go with them. But Dan, before we get out of here, man, listen, I know Sunday night I'll be sitting there about 12 o'clock at night, hyped up or pissed off. So I know one thing that I need, Dan. I got to get my order in now for some Monkey Cold coffee for Monday morning. The evolution of flavor-infused coffee, bourbon, chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, Samaritan blend, organic La Florida, and also they have a honey flavor out now. We'll get that banner up as soon as we can. So make sure you reach out to monkeycoldcoffee.com. Make sure you use promo code OTB Sports at the checkout. Also check out the swag shop, T-shirts, coffee cups, travel mugs, cake cup, diffusers, anything cold beer diffusers, T-shirts. Get it all while you can. Then slide over and hit that checkout button and make sure you use promo code OTBS Sports. And Dan, listen, man, I know a lot of people in Philadelphia, man. They might need this guy. Am I correct? You want to take this one away?
One hurt, 1, 2, 3, attorney Big Al Jason Fine. There are more vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workers' compensation, personal injury claims. There are 3 locations, 2 in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Cherry Hill, New Jersey area. If you ever need legal help, legal troubles, give 1-123 or sure Big Al Jason Fine a call. He'll help you out with your legal troubles today.
Also, right after this show, in about 5 minutes here, we have a great show. Keep It Real podcast is a special show tonight with Cindy and Destiny. Special guest Dahlia Black, a independent wrestler who is actually going to be in Philadelphia at the Arena 3300 this weekend, fighting down there. Make sure you check out that show as well. Right after that show, we are going to have a Cowboys-Eagles show with special guest Rob Motti. He used to work on 97.5 down here in Philadelphia land. He's the host of AP Pro Football podcast, author, writer of Birds of Prey. Great guy. He'll be on tonight at 8 o'clock, so make sure you check out that show as well. So, hey, we have something for everybody tonight, Dan. You know?
Yep.
We definitely do. But, Dan, you ready to get out of here, man?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
We're going to have a horrible football game tonight. Not very
well, as Eileen said, Eileen said you can always check out The Bachelor, brother, you know?
Yeah, I know.
You know, Eileen, you got to work on that, okay? I want to make sure he watches that too, okay? I'm going to look out for you, Dan. Don't watch the game. Watch The Bachelor tonight, I'm telling you, okay?
Yeah.
All right. My name is Paul Spencer. That is Dan Connor. Dan, you're going to be on Sunday morning at 11 a.m., correct?
Yep. 11:30 probably.
11:30. Okay. Big Blue Power, 11:30 a.m. So make sure you check that out as well. Make sure you follow, share, subscribe, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch,
Yep.
Twitter, OTB Box Sports. We're everywhere. My name is Paul Spencer. That is Dan Connor. We'll see you next Thursday night, 6 p.m. And we'll see if Dan possibly can make up 3 games this week. So we'll see.
We'll see. Go Giants.
Hey, screw the Giants. Go Cowboys. See you later.
Go Eagles.